Hi, it's Izzy Busy. Hola, amigos. I just wanted to give you an update and what's been happening so far. Today I woke up and I felt pretty depressed and very sad, and I was missing my ex-husband for some reason. Not just like, not because I still love him, or I guess I do in a way, because you can't just stop loving someone after being married to them for over 15 years. So it's not something that can happen instantly. There is a falling out of love, and that's definitely happened to me. But sometimes it's just a habit, when you wake up in the middle of the night and there's someone next to you in the bed, and all of a sudden you wake up and there's no one there. So that's pretty hard and pretty difficult to digest at times. And I felt in the morning as I got up, I felt very discouraged. I felt very depressed, very sad. I felt like crying, and I felt like saying to myself, why am I doing this to myself? It's so hard. Why didn't I just stay with that man? I know he's not that good. He's emotionally abusive, and he's not honest. He's not transparent. He doesn't really care as much about me as I would like to, etc., etc., and all these things. But the thing is, I tend to remember the good times only, and then the bad times I tend to forget. I think we humans are very selective like that with our memories, unless it's something really traumatic that happened, and it really impacted on our memory, our subconscious. I think we're quite resilient as human beings, and we tend to remember more the good stuff, because it's like a protective way for ourselves, because we would probably go crazy if we always remember the bad stuff all the time, especially in a relationship. There's so much stuff that happened, and so many times I've been called names, and I was yelled at, and I was shouted at. Doors were slammed on me, objects were kicked, and all that. It causes a kind of stress, and I would like to say that it's post-traumatic stress disorder in a way, because you become this hyper-vigilant person, and you become this person who was always prepared for the worst. And that's what mainly happened to me, especially during the last few months of my marriage. I was always, on alert. I was always hyper vigilant. I always expected something bad to happen. I expected him to be in a bad mood, to say something nasty to me, to tell me to go away, because basically he would just tell me to F off, at times, just he didn't want me to be there. It's very difficult for me to talk about it, when you feel that you're not wanted by the person who should be happy to have you by his side. And a lot of the time he didn't want me to be there. He just said, go away, leave me alone. And I just didn't feel wanted. I didn't feel that he wanted me by his side. Sometimes he wanted me to be there like a decoration, a piece of furniture, a knick-knack, but not like someone who is really there. And sorry. I'm going to take a deep breath, and this is it. And this is when the emotion catches up with me. And I ask myself, why have I done this to myself? Why have I done this to him? But hey, I'm not crazy, regardless of what he always used to tell me that I was crazy. I know I'm not crazy. And I know I had good reasons to escape, to go away. And I'm not going to go back on my decision. I've made my decision. It took me a lot of courage to be where I'm now. It took me a lot of thinking. It took me a lot of analyzing. And I could just see that things were not getting better in our marriage. And whether he's a narcissist or not, it doesn't really matter, At the end of the day, my expectations and his expectations were different. And I didn't feel any love from him towards me, or very, very rarely, just like little moments of love sometimes when he's had a few drinks, or when he you know, when he was maybe a bit more relaxed than usual, which didn't happen most of the time because he's a very highly strung person. And that's another thing. I'd like to be with someone who's relaxed and easygoing and who's just nice to me, you know, like I always try to be nice to people and and I care about the person I love. I just always wanted to make them happy and to make them smile and to share that happiness, but it wasn't like that. It's like he didn't want any of it. So I am where I am now, and I do have regrets, and I wish things had worked differently. I just wish everything had been different, and I do regret having made this decision today. It was probably the only decision I could make because I'm also not someone who makes decisions easily. It took a lot out of me. It took a hell of a lot. So there must have been something really deeply unhappy in what I was experiencing, and also I felt quite threatened within myself, my personality, from the emotional abuse. I felt that if this goes on for much longer, then I'm really going to lose myself. I'm going to lose my identity, and I will be completely dead inside. And I think that's what I was scared of, and that's why I needed to get out. And it's been extremely difficult, and I do everything in my power not to think about it and not to think about him, but I do miss him dearly, and I just hope that this feeling is going to go away because it's not good for me. I can't dwell on this. I can't dwell on my marriage. I need to get over it. I need to get better. I need to heal myself. I need to find myself again. I need to find out who I am. I have to give myself time. I can't rush into the next relationship straight away. I would like to, because the pain is very acute. Sorry, I just have to have a drink. I'm just drinking Coke Zero. I know it's not very good for you, but at least it's not alcohol. It's not, it's not anything bad, and it hasn't got the sugar. So Greg Doucette in his videos is one of the YouTubers I follow. He's got a fitness channel. He always says that these sugar-free drinks are perfectly fine, and there's nothing to worry about it. Okay. But I try not to overdo it because there are lots of chemicals in it. But at this stage, my throat is so dry, and I feel like it's so tight, and I feel like I'm gonna burst into tears any moment, and it's just really, really difficult. And I also know that today my solicitor sent out a letter to my ex asking him for financial disclosure, so that will hit him really, really hard, and I feel sorry for him. And again, I really wish it didn't happen that way, but he's not someone who's gonna cooperate easily, and he's not someone who's just gonna say, yes, that's fine, she can have half of everything. And no, he will fight bitterly for his money, because his money is the love of his life. Like I've said that before in other videos. That's like taking away his life purpose. And even though I don't want any more than what I'm entitled to, I don't want more than 50%. I'm happy with the 50%, which is perfectly normal to do a split like that after a long marriage, which our marriage qualifies as a long marriage because it's over a number of years, and we also have a child together. So it's not just a short marriage. We have shared a lot. I have also contributed a lot towards even though he would deny that I've contributed financially, but I believe that I have contributed financially in a big way, putting down $100,000 towards our house when we first bought it, and then I also paid half of the mortgage for a number of years between 2008 and 2017. I think I paid for half of it every month. And then 2017 I lost my job because I was very depressed, and partly due to his emotional abuse, but he will tell you otherwise. Of course, he will deny everything, but that's not important. It's how I look at it, it's how I feel it. And I feel the emotional abuse was very, very how do you say that, insidious. It was like an undercurrent. It was always something where he needed to put me down and needed to put me in my place and needed to have me submissive, and he was the domineering person, and I just had to shut up and do whatever I was told. I couldn't make any decisions, especially not with our finances. I mean, a number of times I wanted us to sell that place and to move into a rental, but he always declined that and refused to do it. So I felt like I didn't have much freedom, and he made me believe that I had a lot of freedom, that he treated me well and all that, but I don't think so. And he also humiliated me a lot by making me believe that I was unattractive, making me believe that I didn't deserve anything nice, I didn't deserve any comforts, I didn't deserve anything even humanly acceptable, I would say. Like things not working in the house, he wouldn't fix them just to spite me. Like the stove didn't even work properly, but I had to live with. Any other husband would have said, "Look, I'm gonna get this stove fixed, or we're gonna buy a new one. I don't want to see you in that kitchen with this stove and not working." Another husband would have, if he loved his wife, he would have done. He would have given her a new kitchen. Maybe he would have done things to make her happy and to make her feel special, and not only special, but just to make her feel normal, to make her feel that she deserved to have good things. She deserved to live in relative comfort and not with things that are falling to pieces. I mean, there were holes in the roof. There were white ants everywhere. There were cracks in the walls. There were outside. It was like things. The roof was falling to bits. There were bits of timber poking out everywhere, crashing. The carport crashed down on my car. There was a big hole, but no, he would never do anything about it. That's what I need to remember, that these were things done intentionally by him to keep me down and to keep me in my place and to keep me under his control, because only he could decide what was getting done, what was getting fixed. And if it wasn't something required by law, like a fence or something, he would just not do it, and he would want me to live like that in discomfort and with things that are not working. So I was very scared as well that something would break down, like the air conditioner or something would break down big time, and he would want to fix it, and then I would have to live with that. And I just can't stand the heat. The heat just gets to me. When I get hot, I get very uncomfortable, because I'm menopausal as well. I've been through menopause, but I still get these hot flashes, and I feel very hot very quickly, and it makes me very, very uncomfortable to be that way. And in this climate in Perth, we have very, very hot summers, sometimes temperatures over 40 degrees. And if you don't have air conditioning, well, it's basically impossible to survive, or at least to function properly as a human being. So this is what I was always scared of, things breaking down, or having to tell him that this is broken or this needs fixing, because he would get into such a rage and such a fit, as if it was my fault. It was all my fault. If things happened, I was always the one to be blamed. So no, I can't go back there. And even though I do have very affectionate feelings towards him as a human being, I love him. I love a lot of his traits. I love, the type of person he is, because he is quite family oriented. But with his loyalty, there's something wrong, because even though he's very family oriented, it's like myself, I was always treated like a second grade citizen, and so was my daughter, which is his daughter as well. She's his daughter as well. We always came certainly after his ex from his first marriage. She was like, he put her on a pedestal, and all his adult children from his first marriage, they were all on a pedestal, and we were like pieces of garbage, shit, so to say. and not really worth, mentioning or worth considering. And now he has this, he sent my daughter a message the other day saying, "Oh, I really miss you. Why aren't you getting in touch with me? Why do I don't deserve this?" And blah, 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 crying little emojis. And I looked at that and I said to my daughter, what a drama queen. What's happening? Why is he being so dramatic? He's never done anything like that. And she said, yeah, he's never done anything like that. He's never really showed me that he cared about me that much, or that he cared having any interaction with me. And yeah, now it's like he's really putting it on, and he's victimizing himself. He's putting himself in the victim's position. I'm the bad, and that's how it's going to come out in the court. I'm sure he will put it on big time, that I was just in this marriage for the money, and I just wanted his money. And no, I don't want his money. And even if you see this video and if you're listening to that, I want to tell you, Joe, I'm not after your money. I'm just after what I'm entitled to by law. That's all. Because even though I do care about you, I do understand that you love your money and you're basically married to your money and to your job. That doesn't mean that after our rupture, I have to live in poverty. I need to buy myself another house for myself and our daughter. And it's not going to be a shack. It's not going to be a mansion either, but it's not going to be an old dilapidated shack. It's going to be something reasonable and something decent that we can call our home. And I'm not going to go back on this decision. The lawyer is going to go through with it, because I can't back out of it now anymore. It's too late. I have made these decisions. It cost me a lot of energy. It cost me a lot of emotion. It cost me a lot of tears. And it was extremely hard. But I know I had to do it, because I always had big hopes that our marriage was going to improve. I had especially big hopes that you would retire soon and that we would be able to spend some quality time together. But then you told me you had no intention of retiring, not in the near future. So do I want to spend another 10 years like this, being treated like a second-grade citizen, being treated like a knick-knack, a piece of decor or furniture, while you're enjoying your job, you're enjoying the interaction with your work colleagues? You come home, don't even talk to me, don't have any interaction with me, eat your meal that you prepare yourself, I'm not allowed to touch, and you definitely won't share with me. Oh no, that's your food, and it's not to be shared or comparted with your wife, So you eat that in your room or in front of the computer, and then you're going to go on your computer, play around with your cryptocurrency or your other investments, see them grow on the screen, and basically go off on it. It's basically like I don't want to say the word because they might ban me, the word that starts with M, when you're satisfying yourself. It's basically like that, I'm not part of that. I have to stay because I'm just there to complement the picture. I'm just there so that you can tell all your mates at work and your family that you've got a wife, and she's sort of like, she will always be with you. She's, she's very good looking. She's slim. She's fit. She plays the piano. She can speak 4 languages. She comes from a very educated background, blah, 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 blah. So something to show off, but deep down, you don't give an SHIT about all that. You don't give an SHIT about me, who I am, and especially not where my needs are concerned. That's definitely, I should not have any needs, You give me money every week, which my throat is so dry, which I'm very grateful for, of course. But if tomorrow you told me you don't want to pay that anymore, I say fine, don't pay it, and I will just go through the child support agency and they can get the money in for me. I don't really care. It's up to you. it's not something I've got to be eternally grateful for, because you should you should pay me that money because it's for your daughter. It's not for me. I don't buy any luxury from it. It all goes towards buying your daughter stuff. Like I bought a new set of sheets which was nearly $200, shoes that were nearly $200. There's always something. If anything, this doesn't even pay for half of her costs, you know. So I've always put more money into our daughter than you ever can imagine. And I don't mind. I'm very happy to do that. If as long as she's happy and as long as she doesn't miss out on anything, I know she's a little bit spoiled and maybe I shouldn't give her as much. But hey, she has suffered a lot too, and she's suffering now. She's in pain. It takes her. I mean, she puts up a very brave face, and she's very happy day by day. She puts an effort into it, and because she knows that it's just going to pull me down if she's really sad and starts crying and starts saying, oh, I miss my dad and I miss the way we were before. And so no, she's accepted it. She's happy, not happy, but she has made her peace with the way things are. And that's, you know, and I really admire her for that. She's got that strength and she's got that ability to be resilient and to pick up the pieces and move forward. And she's also not a baby or a young child anymore. She's a 16-year-old young lady. So she's nearly an adult, and she can make her own, she can draw her own conclusions about what happened with us, why are we where we at, you know. And yeah, and this is, you know, it makes my life a little bit easier. And right now, I can't exactly say that I'm at peace. I do miss my ex-husband tremendously at times, but I think it's part of the process. It wouldn't be normal if I didn't miss him. And I do tend to remember mostly the good times, which, you know, when we maybe were together watching a show on TV, or during our rare outings, you know, walking on the beach in Fremantle and stuff like that. So there were good moments as well. I mean, no relationship has only bad moments. You know, you have good and you have bad moments, but we really tend to stick with the good moments. And it's very easy to forget why I made this decision to leave. There were good reasons for it, and if there hadn't been good reasons, then I would still be with that man now. Also, I have every right to take a solicitor and to ask a solicitor to sort out my finances, because it's my duty as well not to end up with nothing. I owe this to our daughter. I owe this to myself. I have sacrificed the best years of my marriage with this person, and in a way, it's normal to be compensated for that. I've given him everything. I have been very patient. I have been understanding. I have been supportive. I have put up with that house that was falling to pieces, never complained or hardly ever complained. Never complained that we didn't go on holidays. We never went anywhere. We were always stuck at home. There was no hope of ever going anywhere else or of ever enjoying ourselves. So I have put up with that. I accepted it, but now I need to put it behind me, and I really need to stop thinking about our married life. I need to really turn the page and move forward, maybe meet some new people, not necessarily for a relationship, but just friends, maybe take up some more activities and just look into the future, plan my future. I mean, the financial side is the first step, and I hope that this will get done as soon as possible, because I don't want to dwell on that part. And then the divorce, the final divorce, the papers, everything. So I'm not his wife anymore. That will also be a big step for me. So yeah, I'm just rambling on here a bit and having a bit of a whinge, like they say in Australia. But I will now stop, and I will try to put this video together. I hope it's going to work. So I'm so sorry I was a bit negative today, but I hope it will be a bit better next time, and I hope I'll have good things to tell you next time. Okay, so you look after yourselves and take your medication. do your exercise, eat your veggies, and be good to yourself. Bye bye.